Yeah, so now since you've gotten the basic knowledge of the piano, the scales, the 12 keys part, so now I'm gonna give you an introduction to making your beats. So if you've added your drum packs that I sent you, we can go ahead and start. So I'll first of all delete all these ones. While I'm making this beat, I'm going to be explaining everything. I'll be breaking it down step by step. So now if you notice, these two kicks are different kicks. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to double my kick. I don't do it every time, but sometimes I do that. I'm going to double the kick to make it more heavier. You know, sometimes when you're making a beat, when all the instruments have added, you notice that the kick will be missing in the beat. So in order for me not to want that, I'm going to double my kick so that it will still be there, no matter how every instrument are sounding. The kick will still remain in the beat. There are two ways to do this. It's either you double your kick or you do a compression. But you don't necessarily have to double the kick, but you only need to do it when you have to. And if you're doubling your kick, the two kicks are not supposed to sound alike. One is supposed to be light and the other one is supposed to be okay. I don't know if you get. So let me just play both of them now so I see how they sound. Are you seeing? Very heavy and tight. So sometimes what we do is, if the kick is not punchy enough, you see this knob here, you just make it tight, but there's no need for that. Or you can still do it if you like. Just tighten it up to remove every noise from the kick. Remember your tempo. There are different tempo for different music, so you make your choice. So I'm going to be using, okay, let me just say 98. So this is my kick. So I'm going to look for a snare to add. And when you're making your choice of sample, you have to tune your ears. You don't just pick anyhow samples and use. There are some certain samples that are not for Afrobeats. So you have to you have to tune your ear to select samples that will match your song. You can't be using a rock sample for your Afrobeat. You can't be using a So since I've selected all my tones that I want to use, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to decide what kind of beat I want to do. So I'm going to start with the lowest tempo, which I've used 98. Talking about this step now, this is a snap to grid. This one is going to help you, like if you put a note and the note doesn't work that way, you have to change it to any one step. Like most of the time I use step because step is like step one after the other. So you can use 1/3 or 1/4. Know that this one here, this snap to grid, is different from this one. This one here, this is the entire song, the beat per bar. I'm going to show you what it does in a minute. So let me just add my snare. So normally Afrobeat goes like this. So are you seeing now? Now I'm going to add the shaker. Every instrument has their own particular flavor that they add to the beat. So why this one is going like this now, you now have to think. And you have to be moving along with the beat, like, hey, yeah. You have to be moving along with the beat to detect what will fit in this beat. Okay, so okay, it matches. Okay, you can as well make it steady. Okay, this is the velocity of this stuff I have played. So if I should reduce this one now, you will notice that this one is going to be louder than the second one. The first one is going to be louder than the second one. Why? Because I've reduced the velocity. And this is what it sounds like now. Okay, this is what we call humanizing. You know, for example, now if you hold a shaker and you're like doing the shaker like this, checker, it's not all of them that are gonna sound. Okay, let me just use a drum, a snare. Okay, if you take a stick now, and you're hitting a drum now, steady, bang, 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 bang. It's not all of them that are gonna be of the same velocity. Some of them are gonna be soft, some of them are gonna be light. Even when a drummer is drumming, sometimes he goes loud, sometimes he reduces it. So that's the work of this velocity. So I'm gonna leave it like this. This is what makes it sound like it's a human doing it. Okay, let me just take it to where it was before so that you see the difference. Icing. So now I'm reducing it. So you get. Okay, so we'll progress. Now what is the next thing now that we're gonna add that will make this beat groovy? Okay, we'll add a conga. Are you getting the jerk, bro? So move on, we'll add the next instrument. So we'll add the next one again. Okay, as you can see like this, I've utilized all my instruments. If I want to do more with other instruments, I can still add them depending on the feel I want in this beat. So you get, like this now, we've gotten the skeleton of how the beat is gonna look like. So next thing we are going to do now is, since we have gotten the drum, we are going to add them to the mixer. So how do we do this now? You're going to right click, hold your right click, then drag down to select all. Then you're going to move to the mixer now. Right click on the mixer. You come to channel routing. Then route selected channels starting from this track. Okay. Okay, there is something we call panning. What panning does is that it swings the instrument to either left or right. And when you're panning, you're creating space for other instruments to breathe. Right now, all the instruments are sounding in the middle. Okay, for example, now we have a music room. We have the guitarist, we have the bassist, we have the drummer, we have the trumpeter. All of them now, they are playing. They are not just sitting in one place. For example, the bass is staying at the right hand side, drum is staying at the middle close to the bass, the keyboard is staying at the left hand side. So that's how you're going to pan these instruments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan this one to the left a little bit. If you look here, you see how many percent you're panning it. So I'm going to pan it like 50% to the left, and I'm going to reduce it. Okay, I'll pan the shaker also to the right, 50%, and I'll reduce it. Okay, you see, bro, I've done my basic mixing and I've done the panning. So what I'm going to be doing in the next tutorial is to add other instruments like the piano, the bass, the rest of the instruments. Then later on, we are going to work on the playlist. This is where you do your arrangement. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask me. I will answer you with a video. Okay, see you on the next tutorial, bro.